about to go over the UFC Denver card, give my predictions and best bets. I got some good ones, I think. I got some good ones I'm believing. I'm actually going to be on the IL for a couple of days. I'm getting my wisdom teeth removed, so yeah, we'll be on the injured list, but get back and get better. But I wanted to get this out before I had to go on the IL. I'll get another video out probably Monday, but that's when I have my surgery or whatever the fuck it's called. But I'm ready to get into this. First up, I think Josh Fremd and Petroski. They haven't updated it, but I believe it'll be first up. Josh Fremd is on a one-fight losing streak, I believe, and that was to Roman Kopylov, and Petroski's on a two-fight losing streak. There's some god-awful middleweights on this card. Some of the worst middleweights on this card, I believe. I wouldn't put Petroski there yet, but he's close. Fremd, terrible. Brundage, terrible. And Alhassan, terrible. So we got three of them, and I don't think Petroski's there yet. I think Petroski win this fight. He is an underdog right now. I think I have a better underdog. That's why he's not the dog of the week. I think Fremd could beat him in the clinch. I think that's going to be his best option, is to beat Petroski in the clinch. He's not a fast striker, but he has a couple of decent weapons to keep Petroski away. But I think if Fremd's going to win in any way, I think he'll get a submission. Petroski tends to leave himself, at a bit of sloppy takedowns, and I think, I've watched Josh Fremd for a while now, and he really likes to take advantage of that and shoot submissions. He's a really good guillotine that he always pulls. He pulls it a lot. So I definitely think it's in play. Petroski's a bit sloppy with his takedowns at times, and I could absolutely see Fremd being able to snatch a neck up and being able to get Petroski out of there, getting attacked. We'll see what the line comes out to. I believe it'll be, plus 300 maybe. I hope it's a little bit more than that. But if it's above plus 400, I'll be playing it. But, if you want to play it, I think it's definitely possible you could get that. But ultimately, I like Petroski here. I think he's way more aggressive. He has a better gas tank. And if he can push the pace here and, beat Fremd to a punch, I think he'll be able to win. I think he's also got, the ability to take Fremd down and hold him down. I watched his Wellington Turman fight, and he looked pretty good in that fight. Obviously, coming off a loss to Michel Pereira and Jacob Malkoun, he got he got hit in the equilibrium off a takedown shot, which is the biggest fluke ever. But yeah, I think Petroski can get this one done by a decision. We'll see what that line comes out to, but I don't think it'll be anything crazy. My play for this would probably be Josh Fremd by submission. I think if I can get a good number on it, I'll go ahead and shoot that. But yeah, I just don't think Josh Fremd, he could definitely win this fight. It's a very close odds, but I think you get more value on Petroski, and I think he's a better shot to win this fight, in my opinion. He's faster, better gas tank, and Fremd kind of slows down a little bit. But I think Fremd will have success in the clinch and maybe at range, but I think Petroski's going to be too much pressure, and I think Petroski will win by decision. All right, next up, Cody Brundage and Abdul Alhassan. I'm going to pick Abdul Alhassan. Cody Brundage is kind of a meme. This dude was on the biggest card ever, and he was in the press conference. I mean, it's embarrassing. He's one of the worst middleweights ever. He's terrible. Both these guys are not good. I think Alhassan is a good amount better than Cody Brundage. He's got, Brundage gasses out fast, very fast. He can take people down, and he's pretty good in the first round. I'll give Cody Brundage that. I think he'll beat Alhassan in the first round, and he'll drop the next two. And I think Abdul might be able to get a finish in the third. I think a third round sprinkle KO for Alhassan is definitely a possibility. We might, if I can get a good number, I might be looking at that. But for now, I think he'll get it done by decision. Like I said, Brundage, he gasses out like crazy, and he's pretty dangerous in the first round. But Alhassan is tough, and he's only been finished by, I believe, Pfeiffer and what the fuck, Chaos Williams, I think. And to be honest with you, Pfeiffer didn't even get to drop him. He took him down. I know Brundage is a wrestler. I don't think he's anywhere near capable of, picking Alhassan up and putting him on his back. Maybe in the first round, but after that, like I said, it seems to me as he has no ability to hold anybody down. Everybody just can get right back up. And I think Alhassan's better on the feet. He's got, fuck. He's better on the feet, but, not good on the feet. He's got decent low kicks. That's probably his best weapon, and a big gnarly overhand, but he's not good. None of these guys are really good, so I'm going to pick Alhassan to win this one by a decision, but maybe we'll see what I can get on a number for third round, and I think if it's a good number, you sprinkle a third round KO, and I think you make some money on that because it's definitely a possibility, so yeah, let's move on. Banger alert here. I don't know if this fight will be third. I have no idea. I'm just going off my notes that I wrote down for each fighter. C-Rod and Julian Erosa. Man, this is going to be a fight that I know a lot of people are on Julian Erosa, but I don't see it, man. I know. Julian Erosa is a good fighter, no doubt. He's a very dangerous fighter, but I don't know, man. I feel like C-Rod, he's not able to be finished on the ground. So you can automatically, I feel like, take that out. And I know he has a good amount of submissions, Erosa does, and I know he's a bigger fighter. Man, I just think C-Rod's ability to box is so much better than Julian Erosa, and he's a lot tougher than Julian Erosa. I don't know about tougher, but his chin is a lot better. I mean, Julian Erosa, bro, every single fight, it feels like he gets touched in his, on his face. He's getting rocked. I like C-Rod here. I like C-Rod KO here. One of my favorite props. I think he's going to be able to finish Erosa just by volume and, hit him with a big shot. But like I said, the ability to survive, he's faced two insanely high grapplers in Raul Rosas and Isaac Dolgarian. Both guys are extremely dangerous on the ground. And if he can survive those guys, I have no issues and no thought of Julian Erosa being able to take him down, let alone wrap him up in a submission, which I know he's very good at. I just think C-Rod is a lot better. Erosa has no footwork, no head movement. He is a decent kicks, but I really trust C-Rod here to get it done. I think C-Rod's a different type of fighter, and I think he matches up really well with Erosa, and I think he's going to be able to finish Erosa. Erosa's a guy who's, finishing fights or getting finished, and we've seen him get knocked out a lot, but he's a fun fighter, dangerous guy, and I like C-Rod here by KO. It could be my lock of the week, but I'm going to save that one, and I like C-Rod here, KO. I will definitely be sprinkling some money on here. Not sprinkling, I'll be laying a good amount on C-Rod by KO or decision. One of the two is definitely going to hit. I don't see him losing to, Erosa at all. Like I said, he's fought more dangerous competition, better competition, better guys, and I just don't see him losing this fight. So I'm going to pick C-Rod here by a KO. All right, Gabriel Bonfim versus Ange Loosa. I want to say that my lock of the week is probably C-Rod KO, or just C-Rod. I'm going to pick C-Rod as my lock of the week. This was maybe going to be, but I kind of don't feel as confident in Gabe. But I'm very high on Gabriel Bonfim. I think, he lost to Nicholas Dalby, but Dalby's a really tough guy to face. I mean, we just saw him beat Rinat Fakhretdinov. He didn't lose that fight. He beat Rinat Fakhretdinov. That was a complete robbery. I picked him to win, and he won that fight. And I don't care what anybody says. But anyways, Ange Loosa, very good cardio. He's a decent striker, but people like to rave about his power, and he has 0 finishes in the UFC, so let's calm that down a little bit. Ange Loosa has a 90% takedown defense, and I know these guys are going to look at it like it's, wow, 90%? Oh my gosh. Come on. He's not faced a grappler or anybody near Gabriel Bonfim in that situation. Not even close. Not even close. Bonfim, 71% takedown accuracy, 12 submissions. This guy's a beast, man. I love him. I love the way he fights. He's a good striker, a pretty good striker, but he tends to deal with some issues with the pressure. And I originally thought Ange Loosa might be able to, pressure him, but I remembered Ange Loosa. Ange Loosa is not going to be able to pressure him. He's not. Dalby's a different type of fighter. I don't think Ange Loosa is capable of that. But he does have good cardio, like I said. I look at it and now I really want to put Gabe as my lock of the week, but I'm going to stick with C-Rod. I do think Gabriel Bonfim wins this fight. Because I do think he will try to pressure originally, and he'll get cracked with something big and be like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. If you didn't know, this is the guy who pussied out against Brian Battle. He got whatever he got poked in the eye, and Brian Battle was not having it. But yeah, I just think Bonfim is more explosive, and he will be able to take Ange Loosa down. I don't care about 90% takedown defense on fucking idiots. I don't care about that. Loosa will get to the ground in this fight. I don't know if he'll get subbed. He doesn't really have a neck, but I think Bonfim will beat him bad. And I'm picking Gabriel Bonfim here. I'm not betting on him because he's minus 400. But if I had to pick him by something, I think I'd pick him by a submission. I know Loosa's never been subbed, but we're talking about a different type of submission guy. Different type, different levels. Loosa's never faced anybody with this level of grappling, and it's definitely a possibility, and I'm picking Gabriel Bonfim by a submission. All right, next up, we got two uncles fighting. Muslim Salikhov versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. Santiago Ponzinibbio absolutely has an ability to knock Muslim Salikhov the fuck out. I think it's definitely possible, but I'm leaning with the underdog here. I like Salikhov here. Yeah, like I said, I think Ponzinibbio absolutely could shut Salikhov's lights out, and I know Salikhov's 40 years old. Ponzinibbio is 37, but when you look at the amount of damage they've taken, Ponzinibbio has been in some fucking wars, man. Last time out, Kevin Holland got finished, knocked out. But the fight before that, he beat Alex Morono, and he was losing that fight very bad. And he landed a big right hand and knocked Morono out. I believe Morono hurt him 4 times that fight. It was crazy. I mean, you're getting hurt by Alex Morono 4 times is absolutely insane. I think Ponzinibbio is faster. I do think that. But for 40 years old, Salikhov looks decent. He's lost to Dalby and lost to Randy Brown, 2 guys who are very good fighters, no doubt. And I know Ponzinibbio is a split decision with, Michel Pereira and I believe Jeff Neal as well, which are 2 great fighters. But that was a couple of years ago. I think Salikhov can get this one done. Yeah, he's one of my favorite dogs this week for sure. I've already picked 2. I do have another dog coming up here. But, yeah, he's got crazy spinning kicks. He still moves great for 40. He's got good head movement, really solid low kicks. Really solid. He's very fast with the hands, and, he's got good-ass spinning kicks. He's got, a ton of spinning knockouts. But I think Salikhov still looks good, and I think this fight is actually going to be more entertaining than people think. I do think this will be a fun fight. But I could definitely see Salikhov. This is my biggest underdog on the card. I believe he's plus 180. I could definitely see Salikhov winning this fight. No doubt about it. Santiago Ponzinibbio gets rocked like crazy. But I definitely think Ponzinibbio can absolutely shut his lights out bad. But I'm going to go with the underdog here. I'm going to pick Muslim Salikhov to win this fight. I don't know if he'll get the finish. I'm going straight with the money line here. But this will be a striking fight. I don't think anybody's going to shoot a takedown. But I like Salikhov money line here at plus 180. I do. So I'm going to pick Muslim Salikhov here. And, yeah. Next up, Montel Jackson versus Damon Blackshear. And my dog of the week has arrived. Damon Blackshear. People need to give this guy some respect, man. He has lost to great competition. Farid Basharat. Mario Bautista on 7 days, and people thought he won that fight. Yusuf Zalal, another great fighter. Look, Montel Jackson is a decent fighter at that. I don't think he's that good. I really don't. Good counter shot ability, but has not even faced anybody near what Damon Blackshear has faced, or even faced anybody that's as good as Damon Blackshear. I think this is a great one of my favorite underdog picks I've had in a while. I am 3-0 on or 2-0 on underdog picks. I think this is a great one. I love Damon Blackshear in this spot. I really do. Let me talk about Jackson first. He's on a 4-fight win streak against terrible opponents. You know, his best win is Julio Arce, who is actually pretty good, but nobody else, man. He beat Ronnie Yaya. Come on, bro. Like, you put me in there with Ronnie Yaya, I'm putting his lights out. Like, I'm actually putting Ronnie Yaya's lights out. He sucks. You know, Jackson has good counter-striking ability. He's pretty fast, but he's only got good counter-striking ability against someone who's going to make mistakes, and I don't think Damon Blackshear is here to make a mistake. He doesn't throw enough volume for me. I don't like his volume. I think Damon Blackshear is going to make it ugly. He's been training in Thailand, by the way, for a couple of months now. I follow him on Instagram. He's a cool guy. He's been training in Thailand, you know, trying to get better on his striking, and I think he absolutely holds the edge on the ground. He's one of the nasty submission guys. You know, we've seen him hit a twister on somebody. He's really good on the ground. But I think what's underrated about Damon Blackshear is his striking. I think it's good, and I think he can, you know, beat Montel Jackson on off volume, and he's very good in the clinch too. I think Damon Blackshear has a lot more ways to win this fight, and both these guys never been finished. So if you're looking at a fight to go the distance, you want something to throw in there, I would like that as well. But I love Damon Blackshear here, man. I love this. I love this for him. I think he's, you know, gonna beat Montel Jackson by decision. I think he'll clean sweep him 30-27. I just don't think Montel Jackson puts enough combos together. He just doesn't throw that much. He kind of waits for people to come at him. And Damon Blackshear is a massive bantamweight. He's going to hit him with some good shots. And like I said, this dude had a very close fight with Mario Bautista on 7 days' notice. Or not even 7 days' notice. It was 7 days' notice, but it was also a 7-day turnaround. He had just fought. Look, I love Damon Blackshear in this spot. I think he wins this fight pretty easily. And I do like him here. I think he's going to beat him up in the clinch, throw more volume, outstrike him, and possibly get Montel Jackson to the ground and hold him down. So I think the odds have this completely wrong, and they just look at Montel Jackson and, you know, see his record and whatnot, and he hasn't fought anybody. Nobody. So, yeah, I like Damon Blackshear here. Hey, a banger fight here. We got Charles Johnson versus my boy Joshua Van. Look, I love this fight. I really do. I'm believing Joshua Van is the favorite here. Charles Johnson is a pretty good fighter. Last time out against Jake Hadley, I believe he beat him a 29-28 decision. And I've always noticed with Charles Johnson, he's got a bit of a volume issue. He doesn't throw that much. And as a betting man, I'm not a fan of that. I think Charles Johnson, he's going to have the range and reach advantage, but I just believe Joshua Van will be able to outstrike Charles Johnson. And being the smaller guy, he's extremely aggressive with great cardio and pressure. He'll be in his face. And I just don't think Joshua Van has to worry about really anything coming back towards, you know, his way. Charles Johnson probably hasn't finished anybody. But he probably has, but I don't think he's going to finish Van. Van's super tough, and I like Joshua Van in this fight. I think this is a lot better than Tagir Ulanbekov. I did not like that fight for Joshua Van, but fighting a guy like Charles Johnson, who's been beat a lot, he's on a 2-fight win streak. He actually beat Azamat, a guy from Kazakhstan. He was an undefeated guy, and he just comes out and beats Jake Hadley. Charles Johnson has the ability to wrestle. I don't think this fight will touch the floor. I just don't think his wrestling is good enough to get Van down. I like Joshua Van here. I think it's going to be a very, very close fight. I do think that. But I just think that I like, the volume, and I know Van's going to land more than him and throw more than him. So and not get tired, and I don't really think there's any danger coming back his way. So like I said, I do like Van in this spot. I think, Johnson has the ability to keep him at range, but when I see Van go against guys that are bigger than him, which is almost everybody else, he usually has a good way of getting inside the pocket and being able to find some shots, and I think he'll just outland Charles Johnson and beat him to a 29-28 decision or 30-27. So I'm going to pick Joshua Van in this fight. All right, in my eyes, I think this will be the co-main event. Makes sense. We got Drew Dober versus Gene Silva. Gene Silva's turning around to fight this fight very fast, and I like Gene Silva. Like I said, he was my underdog of the week last week against Charles Jourdain, and he knocks Jourdain out. I really like Gene Silva, but I feel like this is a different fight. Gene Silva did not have to worry about the power coming from Weston Wilson, and he didn't have to worry about the power from Charles Jourdain either. But when I look at Drew Dober, he's most definitely got to worry about the power coming his way from Drew Dober. I believe this interaction went down in the octagon. Moicano talked to Drew Dober about how much do you weigh, bro? And Drew Dober said like 180 or some shit. He's going to be a lot bigger. And I like Gene Silva a lot. I really do. But the odds are really stacked up against him here. And I, as a UFC fan, and I have to keep it real here, I really do like Gene Silva. But like I said, man, you're going up a weight class on 7 days' notice. Against a guy like Drew Dober, who is going to absolutely be bigger than Gene Silva. Absolutely be bigger than him. He probably hits harder than Gene Silva. He's been ranked before. He's fought some of the best fighters in the world. Islam Makhachev. He's fought a couple other guys. I guess Moicano, whatever. Yeah, I got to trust Drew Dober to get it done here, man. There's nothing. I really like Gene Silva, like I said, but I think he's not going to be able to fight his usual style of fighting, which is kind of, counter-shotting a guy who doesn't hit as hard. And Drew Dober, like I said, he's been ranked before. He has good skill, and he obviously has knockout power. So I'm going to have to pick Drew Dober here. Do I think Silva could get the finish and knock Drew Dober out? I do, but I got to pick Drew Dober here. I just think it's just a safer pick, and this is at a pick'em. I think I'd bet Drew Dober here as well. Like I said, man, it's too much. I like Gene Silva. He had a great performance, but, man, this is up a weight class against one of the biggest lightweights. And Drew Dober, like I said, he's been ranked. He's skilled. He knows how to fight. He's very good anywhere you go, and he's got big power. And I don't think Gene Silva will be able to fight like that. And I think Drew Dober might be able to knock him out if he does fight like that. He's willing to take a shot to give a harder one. But I don't know if he's going to be able to hit harder than Drew Dober. I think I'm, over-exaggerating here. I got to go with my gut here, and I got to pick Drew Dober here. As much as I am a fan of Gene Silva, guys, this is up a weight class on 7 days' notice against one of the biggest lightweights. I got to, in looking at this as a pick'em, I think I get a lot of value in Drew Dober as well. I'm going to pick Drew Dober here, so yeah, I got to go Dober here. All right, I guess since this is the main event, I got to pick a fighter who I think is going to win this fight. I'm going to go probably with my wife here, Tracy Cortez, my girlfriend. Didn't know she was fighting this weekend. I'm going to pick my girl to win this fight, Tracy Cortez. Yeah, I think she's better than Rose. No, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't really watch women's fights, but, I don't listen to anything I have to say about a women's fight because I don't know shit. But I'm picking my girlfriend, Tracy Cortez, to win this fight. Yeah, I hope y'all boys enjoyed this. Like I said, I'm going to be on the IL for a couple of days, so I don't know if I'm going to post that much. It's Sunday right now. I'm going to probably try and get another video, and post it on Monday. So, yeah, I'm going to catch y'all boys later, man.